Okay, welcome back. This is week 9, lesson 1. Today we're going to talk about mindfulness for our autoimmune healing. So today we are going to continue to build on our mindfulness skills. And as we've learned, mindfulness means just being fully present in the moment with openness and without any judgment. So, for women living with autoimmune diseases, cultivating mindfulness is not just a mental health practice, it is very much a healing strategy. Because by developing awareness, we can interrupt patterns of chronic stress and emotional reactivity that often exacerbate symptoms. Autoimmune diseases disproportionately affect women. Approximately 80% of all autoimmune patients are female. Chronic stress, unresolved trauma, and emotional dysregulation are significant contributors to flare-ups. So our goal is to help you understand how emotional triggers such as anxiety, resentment, or unprocessed grief may manifest physically and how mindfulness can then reduce that burden. So, research supports that mindfulness reduces the stress hormone cortisol and inflammation markers such as IL-6 and CRP. One study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology, quite a mouthful, showed decreased inflammatory responses in patients practicing mindfulness. And this happens because mindfulness regulates the HPA axis, preventing a prolonged activation of the stress response, a key factor in autoimmune symptom escalation. Mindfulness is built on 3 pillars: awareness, acceptance, and non-judgment. And when we are able to develop these skills, we create distance between our emotions and our reactions. And this is really crucial for women with autoimmune disease who often feel hijacked by their stress. Mindfulness helps to restore choice in how we respond, calming the nervous system and reducing immune dysregulation. Emotions like fear or anger can trigger physiological changes that affect the immune system. So, emotional regulation doesn't mean avoiding emotions. It means learning to observe and manage them skillfully. Mindfulness helps us create a pause between the emotion and the reaction. And that pause is where healing begins. This is especially beneficial in preventing flares and supporting long-term symptom reduction. So, mindful breathing is kind of our foundation here. Simply paying attention to the breath without changing it activates the parasympathetic nervous system and calms the body. So, I would really encourage you to start with just 5 minutes a day or 4 minutes, whatever you can do, right? Where you just kind of sit comfortably and close your eyes and just gently focus as you inhale and exhale. And if the mind wanders, which it probably will, that's okay. Just bring it back kindly. And over time, this rewires the brain's stress response. So, for example, right, if you're sitting there and you close your eyes and you're concentrating on your breathing and just being present in the moment, you'll probably do that a couple of breaths, and then you'll notice you start to think about what's for dinner or all the things you have to do today or a deadline at work, right? That's okay. Notice it's there and then just bring yourself back to no, that can wait. Right now, I am just breathing and feeling into my body. A body scan involves bringing attention to different parts of the body, from the toes up to the head, and noticing these sensations in the body, again, without judgment. And this practice increases somatic awareness, helping you recognize where you might be holding tension or trauma. It is especially useful with people who notice a lot of chronic pain, chronic fatigue, even fibromyalgia. So, doing this really allows your body to soften around the pain instead of bracing against it. Walking can also become a very healing ritual. I actually do this myself every day. I walk my dog and I practice mindfulness while I'm doing it, just kind of checking in with myself and my senses, what's around me. It's a great way of practicing this technique. And mindful walking, again, is just noticing what's happening around you, the sensation of your feet on the ground, the rhythm of your steps, the movement of your breath as you walk. And this is a great alternative if sitting and meditating is really uncomfortable, which for me, it kind of is. It's harder for me to be still like that. So walking is a really great alternative. It provides grounding and reconnects you with your body's innate rhythms, which is super important when autoimmune disease causes that disconnection from the self. So, when we are practicing mindfulness, it's not about doing it perfectly, right? It's just about doing it regularly. The nervous system thrives on consistency. So try different practices on different days. Maybe one day you really practice your breath work, and another day you're really focusing on mindful walking. What matters most is just doing it and showing up and being consistent. And over time, this daily practice will build resilience, emotional awareness, and an internal calmness, which are all really key to symptom reduction. Also, tracking how mindfulness affects you can be very empowering. Journaling emotional states and physical symptoms can reveal powerful patterns, meaningful patterns in what you're feeling. So, checking in with yourself, some things I would encourage you to think about are, what emotion am I feeling right now? Or what changed after practicing some mindfulness today? I often see women kind of discover reduced pain intensity and better sleep or fewer flares simply by pausing and tuning into what's happening in their body. Common challenges include time constraints, skepticism, or emotional discomfort. That's okay. I get it, right? It is totally normal that you would have these skepticisms, but offer yourself some compassion here. This is hard and I am learning, right? And maybe you do have some doubt about this, and that's okay too. I promise you, with repeated practice and consistency and that realignment to your true self, this is going to improve. It will work. It always does. So just be patient with yourself. Um, I would also encourage you to pair mindfulness with some of your existing routines, such as like if you're taking a shower, it's a great time to practice mindfulness. Just being present, feeling the water on your skin. If you can smell the soap or, feel shampoo or whatever in your hands, like that's a really good time to just practice this mindfulness skill when you're doing something you're going to do anyway. Address resistance, address doubts, right? It's okay that they're there. They are a protective response from trauma, and they should invite curiosity instead of judgment. So this week, choose one mindfulness technique, whether that is breath work or body scanning or mindful walking, and practice it daily for at least 5 minutes, right? We can all carve out 5 minutes in the day. Maybe you can also use some journaling to kind of track what you're feeling emotionally and physically before and after mindfulness. That's some extra credit. But over time, these techniques practiced consistently start to build that self-regulation toolkit. And that is a really essential part of managing autoimmune conditions through these behavioral health strategies. So just a reminder, of course, there's a companion worksheet to go with what we've covered today, and it will just help you explore a little bit more about your triggers and symptoms and how mindfulness can help you recalibrate, and recover. So thanks for showing up today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll look forward to seeing you in our next one.